In this reading today, we see the energy of someone who needs to make a decision with regards to a relationship and is struggling somewhat with a fear of failure, with a feeling of discouragement, with memories from the past of past disappointments that are still not really ever been resolved. Things from the past that have not been resolved, weighing heavy on this person's mind as they look at a relationship and is it a decision that they need to make with regard to this very loving, joyful connection. So there's a deep emotional connection with someone that they enjoy very much, right? And they know they need to do something. And this moment of pause and rest and contemplation is in preparation to move forward on something new, to move forward on something that they want to create together with their partner. So this Queen of Swords is thinking a lot, perhaps about the past and the disappointments that were, never really resolved. And it's hard. She's taking a hard look at this relationship, perceiving and trying to perceive and recognize what's going on inside of her, even trying to analyze herself in a way. She's trying to be true to herself. She's trying to say, well, how do I really feel? And she doesn't know. She's like, I don't even really know how I feel about this. I have some choices and I have some options here. And is this even real? Is this even true? And so there may be some indecisiveness about the direction of this relationship. And yet I do see a loving connection, a true loving connection. And there's a need to sort of let something go. I see 6, 7, 8 of Cups. I see the Hanged Man. It's almost like the disappointments from the past are stopping her or, this person, this energy from moving forward into the future. It feels discouraging. It feels like, well, what if it happens again? Or what if there's some kind of failure? What if it doesn't work out? There's very negative expectations. I don't know what I really want. Maybe it's too good to be true. That's what this person is saying. Maybe she's feeling like she doesn't have time. She's already too old. Or, it's just not going to work out. And even if it was successful, even if I got what I wanted, I wouldn't be able to manage it. I wouldn't be very good at managing it. I can't speak my mind. I don't know how to communicate what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking to my partner. So I'm silent. So she's quiet. So she's just contemplating this on her own. She feels like she has to keep this to herself, or she has to come up with the decision on her own. It's just too much. It's too much trouble. It takes too long. That's what she's feeling like. And she's afraid. She's afraid. And honestly, it may not actually have anything to do with reality. Or it may be based on past experiences, and, it may be sort of realistic, I guess. It's like, what if? Well, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if I fall? It's a pessimistic attitude. And I feel like pessimism is not necessarily more realistic than optimism, especially if you don't know the outcome of a situation. There is just as much reason to believe it's going to go well and go good as there is to believe it's going to go bad or it's going to fail. See what I'm saying? There's just as much reason to believe it's going to be good as it is going to be bad when you don't know the outcome. And I feel like she doesn't know. She's like really meditating on this. Maybe even looking for guidance on this, trying to come up with some kind of solution, trying to make a decision for her own peace of mind, something that she can live with. And this is what's going on under the surface. Like, she might not even be entirely opening up about this. And there may be a need to talk about it, to share feelings, to be authentic, to articulate. But she's been thinking a lot about it. She's been thinking about it to herself. And the thing is like, it seems like there are some unexpected or unforeseen positive circumstances. Look at the Chariot, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, there's a lot of doubts and fears. Yeah, there's like a sense of frustration and anxiety, even though things are going really well in the relationship and in the situation. There's all that anxiety. And it just seems like the cards are saying, like these major arcanas are saying, look at it differently. Look at it and consider looking at it from a different perspective. Consider leaving that behind, that spiritually and emotionally unfulfilling dead end. Like, try to put that to a side for a second and see things differently, because that is a dead end. That kind of pessimism, it's like this is keeping you stuck there and you need to leave. And maybe you don't even necessarily have a choice. Like, somebody here might have to leave. There's a sense of surrender and giving up and learning to see things in a new way, and the necessity of breaking through these old behavior patterns. And I think someone's working on it. Like, she's doing the work. She's trying to be self-aware. Look at this though. Like, this is basically saying if you look at it and give it time, it will grow into something so happy and so beautiful and so fulfilling, and you love it so much. There's like a really happy outcome to all of this. It ends up going really well. So, okay, like I was saying, despite all of the frustration and the fear, there is some kind of like good luck or good fortune. There's some kind of unexpected big breakthrough. Like, you don't even know. It's like a miracle occurs. Like, are you ready for this? So it just seems like there's a breakthrough into clarity, and there's a sense of really good luck and things turning around in such a way that it's like an unexpected miracle. Like, I don't even know how else to put it. With the Wheel of Fortune, the Chariot, the Ten of Cups. Looking at this situation, it's frustrating. There's a need to see it differently and see that this new beginning is a change for the better. And you don't even know how good it's going to be. And there are things that are going to surprise you. The universe is going to surprise you. So you're getting ready. This is just the preparation phase. It's an imminent new beginning, and it's pointing to a journey, moving, traveling, start of a new phase of a relationship or a living situation or a job, especially a relationship that's highlighted here. Okay? And the Magician underneath talks about resources and the willpower and the art and science of using your will to make changes in your life and in your world, and having the resources and having the ability, and maybe needing to see yourself differently and realize that you are intelligent and resourceful, that you do have what it takes to get to the other side of the rainbow here. Like, I just heard a joke in my mind. Somewhere over the rainbow, there's another rainbow. But I heard them singing it. I'm a little shy about it, but I'll just try it. Somewhere over the rainbow, there's another rainbow. Was that from Arrested Development? Was that Tobias Bluth from Arrested Development? That's interesting. The idea of Arrested Development, like there's a blockage in the development. Like, it's slowed down. The development of the situation is slowed down and stopped, and there's a blockage, and it's stuck and stagnant because of this indecision, because of the unresolved disappointments or heartbreak from the past. And there's a need to resolve it, or to find peace, or make peace with whatever the past might be, or make peace with the decision that most authentically represents who you truly are. I see a lot of cups here, right? 2 of Cups, 10 of Cups, 6 of Cups. Beautiful, romantic, loving, emotional, spiritual connection, supportive and uplifting. But I also see the 7 and the 8 of Cups. You know, feeling like maybe this is too much. Maybe it's too good to be true. Maybe it's just like there's something that needs to be left behind. And there's a sense almost of like being idle. obstructions and emotional blockages. And the Hanged Man and the Eight of Cups is talking about like obstructions, and something is just like sluggish. Yeah. Yeah. There's maybe even a fear of accepting love. Something I want to read from a book I have in front of me. It's time to consider yourself, set some limits, and say no. It may be an old behavior pattern to always direct your love toward people from whom nothing comes in return. This may be a sign indicating your fears of accepting love. So there may be, like, it seems like someone's saying no to something here. Saying no to something that's keeping you stuck. It's like trying to revitalize a relationship which has fallen into a rut, and you feel powerless and empty. So you're like thinking about leaving. You're thinking about moving. You're thinking about what love and peace mean to you. What does peace and love mean to you? Something like this is coming through today. And so there's something that's very important, and you need to come to a very necessary decision. And it's almost like in this meditative moment, you're actually in a good position to examine your past, present, and future. But I think you're coming to realize that some kind of attitude or behavior, negativity, negative expectations, is slowing you down or stopping you from moving forward on a decision that is authentic to you. There's a need for a spiritual cleansing and integration. I think someone is trying to be like calm and centered as they do this. Like they're trying to be objective and maybe even emotionally aloof as they do this. I see you conquering your worries. I do. In this reading today, I feel like you're going to come to a place where you're not so worried about it anymore. I feel like, oh, look at the look at what, the more I dig into this, 10 of Cups, 9 of Cups, 7 of Wands. Okay, it's almost like you're going to get what you want and be very blessed, and you're going to love it, and you're going to be so grateful, but you have to do something. You have to be courageous. You have to accept the challenge and accept the consequences and accept the potentially negative consequences of being authentic to yourself and making the final decision. I'm almost getting Judgment card. High Priestess. Okay, similar energy of listening to your intuition, what your intuition is trying to tell you about moving forward into this next phase of your life, this relationship. Okay, where you're meant to be, because there's something you're meant to leave, and there's something you truly want deep in your heart with the Knight of Cups. What is this deep desire? Are you denying yourself a desire because you don't think that you can have it? Oh my gosh, there's Justice. Oh, I love to see it. Look at this. 6 of Swords, moving forward to a better place. Justice, in a very calm, centered, concentrated, focused way. Staying focused on what you want and what your intuition is telling you. Someone could have the moon in Libra in their chart. Doesn't have to be. I'm just seeing it strongly. And making adjustments to your plans. Adjusting your attitude, maybe. Like someone, maybe a little attitude adjustment. Like maybe you've gathered all the information you need and it's time to go, and no longer putting it off. Once you have the answer, you know what to do. Something like this, it becomes more self-evident. Like, I don't think you see how good this is going to be yet, and how happy you're going to be, and how you're going to get what you want, and how you're going to love it, and how you're guided to make this decision for a reason. And there's something that you want to do here. There's the King of Wands as well. King of Wands, masculine fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person here. Page of Wands again. And we also have the Two of Wands. There's a sense of mastery and looking forward to something from an elevated, over-mastering perspective. So There may be an invitation, someone at a distance talking and reaching out and communicating with you. There's a sense of playfulness. Someone's very friendly, but they're, taking the lead on something, pursuing something with you. Could have Mars in Aries in their chart. Doesn't have to be. What is this? This is like maybe a new person or a new relationship, a new start with this person. There are plans that you could be making together, overcoming fears, being very courageous. If that's you and your energy, maybe you're stepping into a more outgoing, a less analytical, less critical, more confident, more outgoing, pioneering attitude. Like maybe that's what you need, is that to be centered in your confidence, to be centered in yourself, to take all of this information, make your decision, and be very confident, knowing what you want, and that there's something in it for you, and that you're led to it for a reason, and it's meant to be yours somehow. And then from that elevated perspective, from that place of confidence, you can make the move. You can make that move. Expressing your reality openly and honestly, taking a risk. You're not compromising. You're not going to make a compromise here. Learning from past experiences, growing from your personal experiences, applying these lessons and taking risks with greater awareness. So you've learned something from the past. It doesn't have to stop you from taking a risk. I think you're just being super cautious. You're being very cautious about this, but I think you're going to go ahead and do it. That's what the cards indicate today. It looks like you're saying no to something, but you're going to do something else. Is that true? Because you're finding the strength now that you need in your center, mastering a situation, driving forward, finding a new direction, commanding a situation, commanding yourself, mastering yourself, so that this is not going to stop you from living your best life, from getting these blessings of love and abundance in your life. You're not going to be thrown off balance. Even if drastic changes occur along the way, you're able to make adjustments and stay upright and stay balanced. Okay, because we did see that adjustment, the Justice card, centering equilibrium. Yeah. So you take an idea and you make it real. You bring it down to earth. I think maybe some meditation could help you do this. Meditating, collecting your thoughts, collecting your energies, maybe writing it down, coming up with a plan. And I think that, I'm reading again, paying attention to what situations in your daily life that throw you off balance can help you discover the conditions under which you feel harmony again. Carrying this quality with you more and more as you move through your daily activities and as you make this big decision. I think there's another idea here about avoiding going to extremes. You don't want to go to extremes. You don't want emotional disturbances in relationships at work or in creative activities or dealing with money. Total centeredness and inner balance is needed if this great new idea is going to come to fruit. So I think you know that. So I think resolving these past issues and finding peace within yourself, making the authentic decision when it comes to your relationships, and moving in the direction of expressing your true self, stepping into that, mastering your true self and your true will, finding your true will within yourself. What is your will? And that's the Magician. And you're going to do it. My will be done. That sort of thing. Because the full expression of your creative potential fulfills you and makes you happy and satisfied. And that's what this is. Happiness and satisfaction comes from expressing yourself honestly and living in alignment with your truth. Your true feelings, your true thoughts. Who are you really? How do you feel? Set aside the fear of failure. Set aside the fear of failure. Set aside the loss or the disappointments from the past or the frustrations and the negative thinking. Set that aside for now. I see 7, 7. All the 7s are here, by the way. All 4 7s plus the Chariot. So it's 5 7s. It's challenging. This is challenging, but this challenge is an opportunity for growth and change if you accept it. So I'm feeling like, like I was saying, set that aside and ask yourself, what do you really want? What do you love? And if you could do anything at all, what would it be? If you could do anything at all without fear of failure, knowing that you would be successful, just imagine, you know for a fact you're going to be successful. You have 100% uncompromising confidence in your vision, yourself, and your plan. What would you do? What would you do if you could do anything at all and you knew for a fact you couldn't fail? I'm going to leave it there. That's the reading today. That's powerful. That's impactful. I love that for you. Should we get an oracle? I've been feeling like getting an oracle. 2028 was on the clock. I think we have time for an oracle. I have this, stay tuned if you're interested. I've got let's use the archetypes, the wild unknown archetypes. Let's just do it. Let's see what happens. I'll read from the book. One archetype for this reading today. Because this was powerful. I feel like this is a powerful, impactful energy. I had to share it with you. The self. Yes, the self. And at the bottom we have the tear. Personal sorrow, perhaps. Maybe that's part of it. You're sad about things and things that have happened in the past, and you're like questioning yourself. Maybe you made certain mistakes in the past and you're like questioning whether or not you're going to do it again or something like this, right? So we have the self, that's number 29. Oh, interesting. I saw 28, 29. Okay, let's read. The soul, the witness, and the watcher. The self is the prism that allows the spectrum of our personalities to radiate. It does not judge, prohibit, suppress, or oppress any of its parts, and it lovingly knows that all aspects have a time and a place, and leads us to experience the full breadth of life's offerings. The self is the central abiding container, the awareness of the infinite universe of possibilities. When this card appears, it's a call to step back into witness consciousness, to observe yourself navigating the world. Ask yourself, am I the stew or am I the chef? In most situations, our ego draws us into the cauldron where we swirl, spin, and smolder in chaos. Yet the self is a graceful culinary dancer, watching, waiting, observing, as the spectrum of ingredients become the flavor of our life. Look in the mirror for 30 seconds or more. Attempt to see the you behind the you. Who are you really? You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of that Zen koan, I think, that's like, what was your face before your parents were born? What did your face look like before your parents were born? And that's one of those like Zen meditations that's supposed to trip you out and be like, oh my God, I don't know. And I think that's the answer. I don't know. But that's the beginning of wisdom. You don't know. I don't know. Because the divine and the universe are a mystery. When you know that you don't know, you are the closest you can be to the truth. Which kind of brings us back to what we were saying before, right? You don't know how this is going to turn out. So you can't really say it's going to be that bad. What if actually things are going really well? But you need to take a step back and witness for a second. Because maybe you've gotten into some conditioning, right? Our mental conditioning, social conditioning, intellectual ideas of what's right and wrong or responsibilities, and it's weighing on you, certain disappointments from the past, maybe mistakes that you made before and you're judging yourself, something like this. I mean, whatever that is that's getting in the way and slowing you down. Reconsider, perhaps, whether or not it's an accurate representation of the reality, or if the universe is going to surprise you. As you move forward in these positive changes, this new beginning is actually really, really good for you. And you're second guessing, which is normal and relatable, but this reading today is meant to be encouragement. That's how it feels. It feels very encouraging. So this is about witnessing and accepting the new aspects of yourself. When it's in the dark, you could be feeling disjointed and fatigued, diffused energy and purpose. Yeah, like your life is rambling a little aimlessly. You don't have the sense of purpose. You're feeling maybe tired as well. It's no surprise that two central mantras in the yoga tradition concern themselves with the self. Experiment with Soham, I am that, and Sat Nam, true identity. Now, what is your true identity anyway? It says, if this card is perplexing for you, you're on the right track. It challenges us to expand our sense of identity beyond the little self, and the ego resists such movement. So this decision that you're making may even be going really deep for you. I mean, we see the high priestess there, right? It goes to a soul level. It's challenging your sense of self. Like, who are you? We keep asking that. Like, who are you really? What is your authentic desire here? What is your sense of identity beyond the small self? Is your ego resisting the movement of yourself, the growth into something new and beautiful? Even though your intuition and your soul know that this is the right thing for you, you're still kind of resisting it a little bit. Should we read the tear? The tear was at the bottom of the deck. Let's read the tear as well. Why not? I think that says number 42. I believe that's what that says. Number 52, actually. That's what it is. Number 52. Okay, it says the mourning, the release, the rain. Tears are droplets of letting go. Once they begin to fall, we allow the swelling tide of emotion to run its elemental course. Often the tear is what is needed in order for a conversation or a situation to break into the next level of intimacy and vulnerability. Some say that tears are so powerful in softening our egos that they open up to a portal to the unseen world. Through our watery eyes, the ancestors catch a glimpse of us, and we are reminded of their eternal embrace. We sense our humanity, our humility, and we allow ourselves to be held. It is likely this card appears when there is grieving yet to do, a sinking down into disappointment or despair that once acknowledged will bring a shimmer of clarity to our dewy eyes. Okay, so this is talking about that grieving. Maybe you're still stuck on this thing because you haven't properly grieved it yet. Have you cried about it? Have you let yourself be vulnerable and cry? Maybe there's some tears that are going to fall. Maybe this is going to make you cry. This change is going to make you cry, grieving your past self, mourning what once was, mourning what will never be. Because really, I mean, seven of cups again is like, if you choose one cup, it means you're not choosing the other ones. And so you'll never really know what would have happened. You might never know. And you might end up grieving realities that will never come to pass, or dreams that have died even. Which seems a little dramatic. I don't get any 10 of Swords or anything here, but it feels like, you know, there is some of that indicated. There's a melody, melancholy, and flowing through. But in the dark, it's drowning drama and murkiness. The tear is powerful and is possible to be subsumed in its waters. Find a supportive place to open the floodgates. If both the tear and the river appear in a reading, this indicates an excess of the water element in your life. As in the Ayurvedic tradition, balance it with fire and earth. We did see a lot of water in this reading today. We had the Hanged Man, which is water signs, and we had the 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 of Cups. So maybe there's, again, this idea of needing to bring balance and equilibrium. Fire and earth can help balance the water. If that's something like you, this could be just a very emotional time for you. And so you're coming to a place of acceptance and coming into grieving and allowing yourself to grieve what no longer is or what didn't work, so that you can make the right decision in perfect clarity, knowing what you need to do next and allowing yourself to grow through it, flow through it, come out of it the other side with greater sense of awareness and able to trust yourself again. I'm going to leave it there for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. This was deep, right? This felt deep, felt emotional. I feel it. This is intense, but I love it. I love the way that it ended. Let me know what you think. Tell me in the comments. Send me an email. Email for a personal reading. I do those. I do personal readings. what else? Oh, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one, okay? Bye.